Listen, everybody needs a fairy godmother, just somebody to look out for them. Some people call me their fairy smoke mother, others their internet big sister, but you can call me Hannah, the host of Smoke Sesh. So come hang out, let's light up and talk everything there is to life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing. I've got a story for it all. Hello, hotties of the world, and welcome back to another episode of Smoke Sesh. My name is Hannah, your host, and I am so sleepy. I'm honestly so sleepy, thus I'm chugging a Celsius, hoping this goes directly to my dome, so the energy is hype. I'm feeling it though. It's been a fantastic day so far. Also, for my Celsius lovers out there, I've found the best flavor ever. It is the fizz-free pink lemonade. Ooh, I just have a feeling that the flavor of the summer for me personally and for the spring is pink lemonade. Is there truly anything better? Not spons, but I wish. Celsius, hit me up because truly you are the only thing keeping me alive right now. My days have just been busy. I've been a busy little bee this spring, truly. And thank God, because I don't know, for the past 3 years of my life, I've done what feels like nothing compared to what I am doing now, which thank God is like a lot of things that I enjoy, and I'm keeping myself busy with hobbies and activities and painting and horseback riding and being outside in nature and going swimming and working and all the adult things as well. But I just have not been this busy in a while, and my brain is having a hard time keeping up. My alarm went off this morning at 7 a.m. Yes, went immediately out to the ranch to do my horseback riding lesson for the week. And you guys, I officially signed my lease with Miss Zena. Oh my God, I'm so excited. She truly is just the best. I haven't gotten a lot of rides in with her, maybe like 10 rides total, but just our bond so far and how sweet she is and her just how much she takes care of me as a rider, and the other way around has been so nice, just getting to bond with one horse versus when I was doing lessons, it was different horses every time, so different personalities every time. It's nice to kind of actually get to enmesh my emotions a little bit and to really just kind of get to ride whenever I want. I went out a couple times this past week after signing my lease on Wednesday, and yes, I am officially, not technically, but practically in the responsibility aspect of it all, a horse owner. And did I ever expect this for myself? No, absolutely not. Did anybody in my life ever expect this from me? No, absolutely not. But this past weekend was Mother's Day. Shout out to my mothers out there. Okay, if you are a mother and you're listening to this podcast, you deserve the world. You deserve the world. You deserve everything you want. Mothers are what keeps the world spinning. And truly, it is just so incredible. Like, if you think about it, how we as women are able to create life and bring it into the world and go through that. It's actually magical if you think about it. And also a little traumatic. So shout out to you for doing that. Shout out to you for being a mother, or if you are a pet mom, or if you have responsibilities, girl, shout out to you. You deserve all the love. So I'm like, where was I going with that? This past weekend was Mother's Day, and I got to see my grandma. I got to see my mom. We went out to this cute little country tea room, and we had a little tea lunch. It was very sweet and adorable. But I was just chatting with my mom, and she's like, oh yeah, we come from a long lineage of horse people. I'm like, hello, why did I never know about this? I knew about some of them, but it really ended or stopped with my mom's generation, her cousins, her siblings, everybody from like that next generation down really did not participate at all in like the farm life, the country life, the horse life. And so it really just died. And I'm like, you know what? It's my job to bring it back. It is my job to bring it back. And it has just been so nice to get involved with, and so inspiring, and so just confidence building. So I'm just so excited to see what this summer brings. Oh my goodness. It's going to be so fun just going out on the trails and getting to know people and hopefully strengthening my skills. Like I said, it's a great confidence boost because I have realized, wow, I haven't learned anything new in a long time, and I love learning. And if I can really tell you anything, it's be appreciative of any sort of knowledge you gain. I think we as young people who are forced into school, into kindergarten and elementary and then middle school and then high school and then college, if you can do that, it's like it doesn't feel like a privilege, but it absolutely is. And once you get out of the learning sphere, once you graduate high school or graduate college, move on from where it's more rigid to you're just existing in life, you do kind of miss learning new things. I know at least I do, as somebody who likes to grow and change, and sometimes it's hard to be your own teacher. Sure, with some aspects or activities it might be easier, but I was just craving strengthening my brain a little bit and challenging myself and learning something new. And so this has just been so fulfilling for that and so incredibly fun. So cheers to a hot girl country summer. I feel like my aesthetic has completely changed, but I feel more myself than I ever have been. And I feel like I've gone through so many phases. I was just driving home today thinking about this. Well, I was driving by this elementary school and they were doing field day. Did you guys ever do field day in elementary school? Comment down below if you ever did field day. Field day was the best fucking day in elementary school. I feel like maybe this is more of a Midwestern thing where it's like the last-ish day of the year in elementary school and you just go outside and you play games all day and you're in different teams. Sometimes it's like 2 students from each class, every age range, are in a team together, and the art teacher would have a team and she'd make them all like matching bandanas, and you're like, damn, fuck, I wish I was on the art teacher's team. So I had some swagged out clothing to wear, and you would just play games all day. You play water games, you would have to bring like a swimsuit and like swim clothes. You could spray each other with like water guns at the end of the day. They'd always like prank the principal. It was always the best day. So I was driving by that and I was like, oh my God, so precious, but also I feel like so old. And it sent me into this spiral where I just started thinking about all the different eras, the Hannah eras to her, of everything that I have done and been and tried and challenged myself to do. I've been a lot of things. I've been a soccer player. I've been a track athlete. I've been a cross country runner. I've been an artist. I've been a pianist. I've been a groupie. I've followed concerts around. I've been that hippie girl. I've been the yoga chick. I've been the rave girl. I've been the bartender. I've been the dive bar girl. I've been a lot of things, and they all served me well, and they all served me for a specific amount of time. Some of them I've carried my entire life, like being an artist. But when I allowed myself to be curious about something and to just try it out and see if it fit, it always fulfilled me. I always had a good time. I always enjoyed it. And maybe it didn't stick forever, like my rave phase, which thank God I did not need to be that into drugs. Let's be honest. Shout out to my sober ravers out there. You are the real ones. I just can't be in that environment anymore without like craving Molly. So I can't do it. But when I allow myself to like get an idea of like, I'd love to try that, I've always allowed myself to do so. Maybe not right away, but eventually I've been like, all right, fuck it, let's try it out. And I've always had just like the best time ever, no matter the era I was in. And eventually some of them come to a close where I'm like, it doesn't resonate with me anymore. I've grown, I've changed, it doesn't fit in with my schedule, whatever it may be. And I leave that in the past, but also by just experiencing it, I feel comfortable enough to also move forward. So although I have an inkling in my heart that the horse world is probably going to be with me forever, I'm also okay with allowing myself to, if I need to eventually, for whatever reasons, financial, living situation, whatever, maybe move on if necessary, because I'm getting my fill right now. So if I can encourage you with your summer break, if you have a summer break coming up, or with your weekends, if you have a weekend coming up, or with your 3 hours you get after work because you're working a lot, whatever it is, to explore that side of yourself that you've always been like, I want to try that hat on. I want to try that opportunity. I want to put myself out there. It is just always so fulfilling and so worth it. And you don't have to stick with things forever. I feel like my parents really tried to rein that in on me of like, no, if you're doing something, you do it forever. And it made me unable to quit things that I knew weren't good for me, relationships, habits, activities. I had to kind of find that freedom on my own. But I realize there is beauty in allowing yourself to just try something, put your all into it. And even at the end of the day, if you're like, I've grown from this, I've changed, I don't want to do this anymore, that's okay, because you at least tried it on, you know? But yes, I had a beautiful weekend, Mother's Day with my mom. I worked, and then I went horseback riding, just did a little arena work, and then went to a winery afterwards. Name a better day, okay? Horseback riding, back-to-back winery. Yeah. Perfect situation for me. And then woke up bright and early today, more horseback riding tomorrow, more work tomorrow, but thus is life. Do what you love and work for what you love. That's what it's all about. But that's my little ramble of hope and inspiration for you all this morning. I actually have a lot of questions I want to get to today, so I shall waste no more time and we'll get right into them. Oh, actually, PSA before we get into it, I did upload a new vlog for the week. It is up on YouTube at Hannah Marlene 444. It is just like a deep cleaning vlog where I just deep clean my entire house. If you want to watch that, it's up now. Go binge watch it. I just ate a shit ton of gummies and deep cleaned my house. It was a vibe, and also my house needed a real good clean. I have been posting a lot on Patreon and more to come. Weekly inspiration, Sunday journal prompts, tarot readings, moon cycle reading, monthly playlists, monthly forecast of things that I'm looking towards. We just do a lot over there, plus weekly episodes. And also the vlogs are uploaded early there. So if you want to see them early, if you're like, I need to binge content, I basically post every single day on Patreon. I make it worth your under $10, sometimes even just $5. Patreon.com/smokeseshshotty. And if you want to see what I'm up to, I'm going to be posting a lot now that the weather's nice and I'm just doing a lot. Follow me on Instagram at Hannah Marlene. I actually made this chicken shawarma wrap. Ooh, it was fire. I was so stoned and I had the munchies. And so that recipe will be going up this week. And also I've been craving, I know you've seen them, and I know you've been craving them too. If you're a mozzarella stick girl like me, I've been craving the Chili's mozzarella sticks. Let me be honest. I went to Chili's. I had the Nashville mozzarella sticks. They sucked. They had way too much salt. And also they weren't fried all the way through. I was like, I could fucking make this better at my house. So I'm gonna make them better at my house, and I'm gonna eat an entire block of cheese to myself, and it's gonna be fantastic, and I cannot wait. But if you want that recipe, that will also be up hopefully this week. And that's about it. But yeah, let's see what is on your guys' minds. I guess since we chatted about Mother's Day, someone said thoughts on motherhood. Honestly, shout out to the moms out there. Like I said, that's a job. And I know that's a job because I've been a nanny and I've literally worked the job and been paid for the job. And now I think about all the mothers who mother and don't get paid for it, and their child is screaming in their face, and I'm like, wow, cut that girl some slack. That's insane. That's bonkers, truly bonkers. I love kids. I love being around kids. I have a challenging idea on motherhood internally because like I'm still young, hot, and turnt. Let's be honest. Like I just am not in the place where I think I could be a good mother. Well, I could if I was really put to the test, but thank God we have a choice. Choice matters. Choice is important. Utilize that choice, okay? My IUD and me against the world, for real. I love my IUD. I do not love the back knee she gives me, I'll tell you that. But right now I kind of just love being an aunt. I think I'm still enjoying my 20s, and I should be allowed to enjoy my 20s, and I have a lot of settling down to do. I would prefer to be married before I have children. I would prefer to have a house before I have children, or at least like one singular place before I have kids, with property, with land, in a good neighborhood, and a good school district. Like those are things I really think about and want to set up for my children, because that's something that I had set up for me, and it set me up for like a fantastic childhood, a really good childhood. I had a great support system. I had good friends who lived next door to me. I went to a fantastic school district, and I was very blessed that I didn't move at all. through my childhood, and I truly think it made for a great experience. And shout out to my parents for doing that for me, because now I know I want to give it to my kids. I also don't know where I want to live yet. I don't know if I want to live in Kansas for the rest of my life. I'd be happy to. The winters, I don't know how many more winters I can survive like that, but maybe I want to live in California. Maybe I want to live in a different country. Who knows? There's still things I'm figuring out about myself, and I want to have those figured out before I decide to have children, so then I'm able to be the best, most present, most solid mother that I possibly can be. I also need to find a really good therapist before I have kids. But yeah, I do think I eventually want to be a mom. I also think I'd be so happy not having children. There's always the what ifs, like, oh, what life could be if I did or if I didn't. And I'm okay with the what ifs as long as I'm happy in the present of where I am, with kids, without kids. It doesn't matter to me as long as I am happy and present in who I am. It's never something that I've always like envisioned for myself. I think it's just something that's always been like something I've been aware of because I'm a woman and because children are pushed so heavily onto us. But I don't know, talking to my grandma, my mom's like, yeah, I had my first kid at 21. And my grandma was like, yeah, I had my first kid at 18. It's like, I'm about to turn 27. And I'd like to keep those years without children until my mid 30s, if I'm being honest. My IUD expires when I'm like 33, and I'm like, perfect. That is perfect timing, you know? Now, whatever you do on your timeline is valid and important. Whatever choices you make with your body is valid and important. But I really do just think it's important for people to be whole people, to be a solid foundation before they are around kids and before they have children of their own. I really am trying to avoid the generational trauma of it all. I'm trying to avoid the passing down of trauma of it all. And that takes time. It takes being aware of yourself, and it takes knowing what is best. But yeah, I could definitely envision myself having a child, daughter. Okay, God, if you're real and out there and listening to me, daughter. And if I don't, I don't. That's okay. I'll have horses instead, and I think I'll be very happy with that. But yes, shout out to my moms. You deserve the world. You are quite literally magical, and if you think about it, portals of life. And I think that's so beautiful. I'm actually reading a book right now, the monthly book club, another thing we do on Patreon, called When God Was a Woman. And it's all about how we have, or society has warped the idea of womanhood and really demeaned it because they know how much power we hold and how beautiful it is and how sacred it is, and they don't want us to feel that power. And I find that very interesting, especially with the realm of Christianity and Adam and Eve and blah 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 blah. So if you're interested in a good book or just focusing on those themes of womanhood and how beautiful it is, When God Was a Woman. I personally have been loving it so far. Hi Diva, any tips on growing from past mistakes so it doesn't affect my relationship? Your mistakes or someone else's mistakes? That's the real question here. Both the same answer. The only way to grow from a mistake is to A, take responsibility. It's okay to be like, yeah, I fucked up. Okay. I had a hard time with that growing up because I never wanted to upset people pleaser. I never wanted to upset people. I never wanted to like be in the wrong in that sort of sense. I never wanted to make anybody upset, but we're human. We're going to say the wrong thing. We're going to do the wrong thing. We're going to make someone upset at some point in time. So accepting responsibility, if it's truly something you did wrong, sometimes people just like won't like the way you are, but you are who you are and you can't really change that. So you have to be aware when it's like a real mistake versus one that someone's putting on you for just being yourself. So take responsibility, apologize. That lets people know that you are specifically aware of what you did wrong and you feel sorry about it. Not, oh, sorry you feel that way. That's not an apology. Sorry, I did that. I did not mean to hurt you and I do not want to hurt you. That's a real apology. Oh, sorry you feel that way. Yeah, bitch, I do feel that way. And it's because of you. And that's not a real apology. That's just a manipulative tactic. I don't fuck with that kind of apology. So responsibility, apology, and then don't do it again. Simply put, people are very happy to be like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry, because they know it's an easy out, and then to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. That's called manipulation. All right. That is not okay. That is not a real apology. That is not real growth. That is not real change. Responsibility, apology, and taking action to not do it again. When you are aware of what's going on, aware of how it hurts somebody, you also naturally will be, if you like the person, inclined to not do it again, which is very good. So just like don't act on that thing, or don't behave in that manner, whatever it might have been. When you do really genuinely feel sorry, you naturally will be inclined to not do that thing again. Thus, if someone is doing something over and over and over and apologizing but still doing it, they don't give a fuck and they will keep doing that. And you probably do need to walk away, because that is not real responsibility. That is manipulation. But I think with those 3 key things, you will be A-okay. And I'm somebody who will always allow people the space and time and growth to change. I mean, if you really fucking do me dirty, I might disappear, and that's on me. You know, I'm happy to walk away. But if it's somebody who's like in your life, you know, we're human, you fucked up. Even if it's you're like, damn, I shouldn't have done that. Didn't mean to, my bad. You can't just apologize and pretend like it never happened again. You have to take responsibility, apologize, and don't do it again in the future. Now, I do think sometimes when people are hurt, they like to do the pity party thing, which is like bringing it up over and over and over and over again because they feel bad, so they want you to feel bad too. That's not going to help either of you remedy the situation. That's not going to help either of you get rid of like those feelings or those emotions that are going on. And I do argue that if you are done dirty and you feel the need to bring it up over and over and over again as a way for them to repent and for them to feel as bad as you do, maybe they hurt you so bad that you do need to walk away. It is time for you to go. I've been many situations where it's like, oh, well, I'll just get back. No, don't get back. Get gone. Okay. But yeah, we all make mistakes. We're all human. And the sooner you accept your humanness for what it is, because we are not gods, we are not perfect creatures, the easier it is to become a better person. Easily. All right, you got this. It's okay. There's nothing you've done that I probably haven't done. You know, I've apologized for a lot of things in my life. Nothing like evil, malicious, horrible, but definitely like, oh shit, sorry. Yeah, I just wasn't thinking. I didn't take into account your emotions. I wasted your time. You know, we're human. It is what it is. Responsibility, apology, and moving forward. What are your opinions on ethical non-monogamy? I think it's the most unethical thing you can do. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think that's godly. I'm joking. It's just not for me. It's not for me personally. It can work. I've seen it work. I've seen it work well in some cases. I've seen it work bad in some cases. I just know for a fact it is not for me. It's not for me. I don't want to see my partner with anybody else. I don't want to think about my partner with anybody else. It's not something I get off on. I understand if that's something you get off on. Props to you, girl. Go after it. Do what you need to do. Ethical non-monogamy is fine because it's going to be in an ethical situation. You guys will have your own rules. You'll have your own boundaries. You'll do your own thing. But me personally, it's a no-go. But yeah, what you do in your relationship is your business, as long as both people are safe, trusting adults who have a good relationship with each other and with each other's partners, however that may look in whatever situation that may be. You know, I've seen it work. I have like gay friends who have very open relationships where they maybe don't sleep separate from each other, but they'll bring in a third, bring in a fourth, they'll have fun at parties, you know what I mean? I feel like that's very common as long as both people are on the same page. And that's, you know, what makes it ethical. And that's okay. But for me personally, no. Nope. And that's just because I do things the old school way. Okay. I want love to be between two people. I don't care what gender, but two people. And also I do think like maybe if you want to be non-monogamous, maybe you just want to be single. Well, no, I don't know. It's so different for everybody. I'm not going to judge you though. Do whatever you want. like I said, what do I think about ethical non-monogamy? I don't give a fuck as long as it's ethical. That's the big part, because it can get tricky when it's like, well, what are the boundaries, what's the yeses, what's the nos? That's when it becomes a little unethical. But ethical, as long as two people are having fun, or three or four or five, as long as you're having a good time and trusting each other and sharing the love and respecting each other's boundaries, I could not give less of a fuck what you do. Honestly. How to stop faking orgasms. I did it a lot at first, and I feel bad now. Okay, valid. I'm sure also your body is like, girl, we need to be getting that real shit. Okay, can I tell you something that I've realized recently? I realized you can kind of have, as a woman, well, me personally, I'm not going to speak on all women, let me be honest, because every person's built different. You can have different kinds of orgasms. Some of them are not as like super intense, like toes curling, body shaking, but it's still like that heightened feeling of like coming over the edge, where you know you're having one, but it's just not as intense. I do think they ebb and flow. And for me personally, the like penetration orgasms are not as intense, but clitoral stimulation orgasms are. So I think it's important to know, like, of course, your body, your reactions, and that can be discovered through just like self-play and knowing what does make your toes curl and your body shake, okay, what, you know, makes you feel the best. And then also just like asking for that during sex. You don't have to fake it anymore, nor should you fake it, but it's okay if you're like, it's just not gonna happen today, let me just get it over with. Like, I understand, you know, the situations. I think it's probably best learning wise for your partner to not do that, so then they're able to actually figure it out on their own. But I do think you knowing yourself and knowing what works best and then communicating that during sex is the way to orgasm every single fucking time. You know, we are not mind readers, we are not body readers. Like I said, all women are built different. We all have kind of different buttons and what feels good, or what we prefer, what touch we prefer, what sensation we prefer. Everybody is very much so different, and it's all based on preference and what you prefer. But yeah, like your partner's not going to be able to figure that out if you fake it, but they will be able to figure it out faster if you just tell them what you like. If you just tell them what you like, hey, do this, hey, try this, hey, flip me over, throw me from the ceiling. You know, like, it's okay to communicate, especially what you like during sex. That's what your partner wants to hear. You know what I mean? I know it makes my job fucking easier when my boyfriend's like, do this. I'm like, oh, yeah, can do, you know, like whatever you need, babe, I got you. That's the whole point. Like, sex is fun in general, because I mean, no matter how many people are participating, it could be an orgy, it could be a three-way, it could be two people, but the whole point of the activity is to indulge in pleasure. So help your partner help you indulge in pleasure. Communicate what you like, tell them what you need. But yeah, I kind of discovered that recently. Not recently, it's been something I've been aware of, but I more so like compartmentalized it recently, because it's like, no, I do get off, but it's not the same. And it's not necessarily faking, because it's like, it feels good, but it's not the same as this other kind of orgasm I can have. Anyways, that's a whole other conversation. Let me know if you also feel the same way down below. If you're brave enough, you do not have to comment that. But definitely don't tell your partner you've been faking. That's a secret we can keep here in the girls chat. That's all right. You can keep that secret. It's okay to have some secrets here and there. Don't hurt their feelings. But going forward, it's also okay if they like struggle a little bit. If they're like, damn, she usually gets off in 30 seconds. It's like, he's in for a rude awakening. So you might as well bust out the toy. Tell him what you like. Tell your partner what you like. Tell him what you prefer. Tell him what buttons to push. And you will never have to fake it again. Never again. Never ever. If you're a young person who doesn't have a lot of sex and is getting into sex also, it's best to not fake it. It is. I understand the people who have, because I am also that girl. But to have the best, to set yourself up for success, to set your partner up for success, and to set you both up for like real pleasure, I think the best thing you can do for yourself is like self-play and knowing what you like in a safe environment by yourself, and knowing that fully, so then you can communicate that to your partner, what you enjoy. Would you ever go on Love Island? Oh, hell nah. Never, ever, ever. Love Island wouldn't know what to do with a girl like me, honestly. Like, I'm just bad at. I'm like good at drama, but I'm bad at fake liking people. And I feel like if I went on Love Island, I would just hate a lot of people. And I'm not a hateful person. It really is just like they get no sleep. They're in the sun all day. They're in a bikini all day. I would probably get a yeast infection. I'd be pissed off all day. It just would not be good. It would not be good. And also, it's like, oh, I'm here for love? Hell no. It would be called Fun Island if I was there. It'd be because I want to have the most fun possible. I ain't looking for love. Definitely ain't looking for love. Looking for fun? Yes, absolutely. Oh no, but that's like a whole different realm of the type of people that I can't be, and I can't fake it. They would never know what to do with a real ass bitch like me. I hate to say it, but I do love watching the drama. I am a drama fiend. I love a Real Housewife. I love a drama TV show. I love a baddies. I love a Love Island. I love watching the drama. Being in it, no, not so much. Nope. I will stay in the country in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, and enjoy my peace and quiet. I fear I'm not enough of a girl's girl. Ooh, how can I fix that? Illy. I don't know. I've always kept men at an arm's distance. No offense, men. I know if you're listening here, if you are a man who's listening to this podcast, you are welcome. Don't even worry. You know, you are obviously not the problem. Trust. The men who are here know that. Thank you. Love you. #ally. Anyway, I just personally have always kept men at an arm's distance, and that in tune has made other women feel like my allies. Like, I will support a woman's wrong and a woman's right. You know what I mean? Like, even women who are evil to men, I'm like, but low-key they ate with their evilness. Like, low-key they did evil really good, you know? Like, I can't help it. I just really can't. Not that I ever wish evil on anybody, but it is kind of like a thing of like, damn, they really went there, you know what I mean? So I think it's because I've always understood the perspective of society. Everything that's been pushed on me from society, I really have rebelled against. I've had an authority issue my entire life. Trust the amount of calls from the principal my parents have gotten. I've always had an issue with like rigid rules and regulation, and you have to do all of these things and then go to school and then do this and then graduate and then go to college and then get married and then have kids. Like, I just really have always been very against that. And so when I naturally, as a woman, saw the competition aspect that society pits against women, they want us to hate each other or fear each other, so then they have more control over us. I naturally was like very much so like revolted against, and I opened my arms. I always have opened my arms very wide to any sort of woman until they give me a reason not to. Okay, I'm not gonna just trust blind forever. When my brother found out he was having a girl, he kind of shared some fears from this like perspective he was having. Not that this was new at all, but it was kind of like this full circle moment of, he was on a plane, he was on a business trip, and he saw a little girl and her mother sitting next to each other, and they were flipping through, you know, like a People magazine, one of those like tabloid magazines. And they came across a page, which is very common in these magazines that they issue every single month, of who wore it better, who looks best, who, you know, did the best thing at this time, and comparing and contrasting their bodies and their outfits and this and that. And he saw this like little girl, maybe like 5 or 6, and their mother sitting together, comparing and contrasting these women in a magazine. And it seems so simple, but it's so ingrained and it's taught so young that he really like saw that, compartmentalized it, and realized, I never, ever, ever want my daughter to be in a situation like that where they feel like they can't be themselves and other women can't be themselves, or they are insecure about themselves because of other women, or they see other women as competition. It's something that's so taught and so ingrained that it's something that we have to work to kind of come out of as women, you know, especially it being spoon fed us from a young age. We owe it to each other to be a girl's girl. Now listen, if a woman does you dirty, if anybody does you dirty, I don't care. I don't give a fuck about the gender. If anybody does you dirty, is evil, is awful, is someone you just simply put don't fuck with, you don't have to fuck with them. You don't have to, spend time around them, enjoy their presence, enjoy their company. But I think in general, when it comes to being a girl's girl, there's a way you have to treat yourself and a way you have to treat other women where you lose that competition mindset. I think being a girl's girl is simply put just not having that competition mindset and seeing women as individual people and respecting that individuality without comparing each other. It doesn't mean you have to, let women walk all over you. It doesn't mean you have to, let women be horrible and awful to you. It doesn't mean you have to let them get away with things. That's not what being a girl's girl is. Sometimes a girl's girl is being like, hey, bitch, you're being evil and awful right now. Like, sometimes that is being a girl's girl. But at the end of the day, a girl's girl is somebody who sees you and respects you for your individuality as a woman, doesn't demean you, doesn't put you down, and lets you be that individual person. Does not compare, does not contrast. You also have to treat yourself that same way. You have to allow yourself to be an individual person, to be who you are, to love who you are, to respect who you are without comparison or competition of other women. Because we are all beautiful, we are all wonderful, and I love all of us, okay? And we are all, what makes us human is the differentialities that we all have. And that's what's so amazing, so beautiful. But in my perspective, that's kind of how I view the girl's girl of it all. We don't have to be in competition of each other. And you will realize how easy it is to really allow women to be themselves and to love them nonetheless. I personally support women's wrongs and rights. But that's just me personally. You don't have to be on that same journey. Unless you're evil. I don't really fuck with evil people, but you guys know that.
Hey girl. First of all, I love you and thank you so much for helping me with the voice memo sitch. You're a real one and I really appreciate it because I really wanted to get this off my chest. I just broke up with my boyfriend what was it? Almost a week ago. And the reason is kind of crazy. Not crazy because men, but crazy in that, why the fuck was it said to me in the first place? I just want to know, what your reaction would have been if it was you and, how you would have handled it. So here's a little backstory. I went shopping. Obviously, it's May, right? I'm trying to stock up on my summer clothes. I'm trying to, find some cute fits, yada, yada. When your boyfriend goes shopping with you. And I try to make it such a painless experience. He waits outside the store. I go in, I do my thing. I do a little try-on haul afterwards, So we get home, I bought a couple fits, right? One of those fits being a romper, okay? A romper with a fucking liner. I think you kind of can assume where this is going. So this romper essentially covers, everything. Yeah, my legs are gonna be out. It's summertime. Summer is the season. And you know what happens in the summertime? It's fucking hot out. And this isn't me saying it to you. It's me just if I was talking to him, I'd be trying to beat the fucking logic into him. What do you want me to fucking put on a coat in July? You know where this is going. So I put on, I'm doing all these try on things, whatever. The romper, I put the romper on and he's like, don't you think that's a little short? Whatever. So then we kind of go back and forth about it. And in my head, I'm like, why the fuck does he have an opinion other than you look great? Whatever. Later on, because we're long distance, I text him and I'm like, hey, what you said really bothered me, yada, yada. And here's, some of what he said to me. He goes, oh, I don't want your ass and, your legs out for everybody to see. I don't know why you're wearing something that looks like a near bathing suit, for everybody to gawk at. I can't even. The last one was, there's only a certain type of woman that would dress like that. And that one was the one that made me break up with him because I'm like, so you're just insecure and you're a fucking loser. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. You want to be in control, essentially. But in the moment, I was so shocked that I was just kind of going back and forth with him and engaging. And I was just this can't be serious. He's going to apologize. This cannot be fucking serious. And then I'm like, bro, by your logic, I'm banned. Don't let me go to the beach. Don't catch me at the beach. What the fuck? Are you dead ass? Are you fucking dead ass? So I'm just sitting here that's an insecure man, right? Because he claims that he's not insecure at all, and it's just like, oh, like anybody would want to, like, it's my feelings, you should want to respect them, yada yada. And I'm just like, but if it's not me looking for external validation at all, it's summertime. Like, I'm sorry that my legs are out. Like, like now we're sexualizing a pair of fucking legs. Like, what about you when you wear shorts in the summertime? Like, oh, what about your legs, pal? Like, okay, like the fact that men are looking, and men look at whatever, men look at anybody, whatever. Like, it's not my problem. That doesn't make me the problem. If anything, like a man that's secure creates the space for a woman to feel beautiful and will protect her no matter what. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying something's gonna go down, but in my head, I'm like, like he should be looking out for her regardless. Like, it doesn't matter. She could go down in the wintertime when nobody's fucking tits are out. Like, what are we saying here? Like, what are we saying? Like, what are we saying? I just felt like, I'm like, okay, am I too cute? And you just like feel intimidated by it and you just have to like start a fight? Okay, cute, just say that. Like I just want to know how the fuck you would have reacted.
Oh, hell nah. Hell nah. I'm pissed off for you. Okay? Whoa. And the thing is, it's like these fucking men, they almost understand it, and then it's like it just goes out the window. First of all, so glad you broke up with him, because fuck that. You would have been trapped in a miserable, horrible, toxic relationship. Speaking of, someone actually asked, and it was like, someone said, what are some signs that a man is extremely emotionally manipulative? This is a fantastic, perfect example. Trying to control anything about you, who you are, what you wear, what you do, who you hang out with, the way you behave, any sort of demeaning downward talk about that. Not good, very manipulative. Okay, we are not toys for them to carry around, although they want us to be. All right. Another great example from this, them not listening to you when you speak up about how they're in the fucking wrong. Okay, like I said, he's almost there. He's like, but if your legs are out, men are gonna fucking sexualize you. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, that maybe is the problem. Don't you see? That should not be a thing. Don't you see? I, as a woman, should be able to wear whatever the fuck I want without there being a problem. Men get to wear these little short shorts and run down the street without their shirt on. And I maybe have my ankles out and I'm gonna get yelled at and sexualized. Girl, we could be fully covered and we could still get sexualized. That's the problem. It's never what the girl is wearing. It is always what people are doing and saying and thinking about the girl, period. That's the problem. So yeah, honestly, you probably dodged a fucking bullet, and good for you for hearing this and going, no, we're not playing these games. Not messing around with this mindset, not worth it. Because when men get controlling about things like this, it gets deeper. They get more controlling. They want more power. They want you to feel like lesser of a person. So then it's easier for them to get what they want out of the situation. And that is just not okay for you mentally, physically, and your safety at all. So props to you for getting the fuck out of here. But if you as a woman ever hear these things said to you in a relationship, I don't give a fuck how insecure your boyfriend is. You should not be with an insecure man. There is nothing that pisses me off more than an insecure man, because an insecure man will take a beautiful, amazing, fantastic, gorgeous woman and turn them into a shell of a person simply because they are also a shell of a person. And that is not fair. If you're an insecure man, leave people alone and work on that shit within yourself. Like, please, for the love of God, I'm begging. Insecure men will take everything out on you. Any negative emotion they have, they will take it out on you. And I know this because I've dated this exact type of man. And I should have left, but I never regret the love I give. You know, I was young. I didn't know any better. Sometimes you have to live through it to learn. All right, I'm not going to shame myself when we should be shaming the man, but it's like, they really will see your spark and want to steal from it. Insecure men always go after confident women because they see that in them and they want that for themselves. So if you find yourself in a situation where a man is demeaning you, talking down on you, pushing their insecurities on you, oh, well, you shouldn't do this, you can't wear that, you shouldn't go there. If you do that, you know, other people will this, that, and the other. You shouldn't hang out with that person. I don't like them. Trying to control you in any sort of way is not healthy. And I don't even care if they're a man, insecure person at all. You could be dating a woman, non-binary. I don't give a fuck. Insecure person, period. A healthy relationship is between two independent people, and a or three. We talked about the non-monogamy thing. I don't give a fuck. But it should be, you know, your partner supporting you and your individuality. Do I do things that probably make my boyfriend very, you know, maybe self-conscious or overthinking? Like, I post my whole life on the internet. I'm running off to the ranch to go ride horses for like 8 hours. He doesn't see me for days. It's like, yeah, sure. But is he going to take that out on me and try and demean me and control me and shut me down so I stop doing those things? No, he's going to let me do them, because if he wasn't happy with them, he should leave. Period, point blank. And props to you for going, no, I'm not dealing with this, and leaving, because they would have stolen your shine and your sparkle that I hear so thoroughly through your voice, and you do not deserve that. You dodged a goddamn bullet. But that's how it starts. That's how the emotional manipulation starts. Oh no, don't hang out with that friend. I don't like them. You should come hang out with me instead. You know, I really don't like the way that person operates. You shouldn't be around them. No, you shouldn't wear that because people are going to think this and that about you. No, why would you post online for other people's attention? That's just like so this, that, and the other. Like, no, actually don't comment on my life negatively at all. If I was doing something bad and like actually bad and actually negative for me and you commented on it, I would probably go, damn, they have a point. Like when I was a drug addict when my boyfriend met me and he's like, hey babe, maybe you shouldn't do Molly at 9 a.m. on a Tuesday. There was a part of me that went, damn, maybe he's fucking right. And I hate saying that he's right, but he's probably right. There will always be a part of you that goes, wow, this is actually rational. If that's not happening, then it's not based in reality. And those are his insecurities, his emotions, and his boundaries that he needs to work out within himself and go, do I actually maybe want to date a Mormon who doesn't show their shoulders? Is that a boundary that I need to withhold within myself? But you can't change other people. It's kind of like that boundary conversation we had in the last episode, where you can have boundaries and maybe they're intense. Maybe his boundaries are, and I hate to say it, women not showing their legs, fucked up, weird, whatever. He is not allowed to implement that on other people or change other people or control other people, but he is allowed to go, maybe I don't want to be with that person if they act this way, do this thing, whatever. Same thing with you. I don't want a fucking boyfriend who's going to be upset if my legs are out because he's an insecure little fucking bitch boy. Fantastic. And that's your boundary, and you held it, and you broke up with him as you should. Okay. Never, ever, ever do I think a man should ever comment on what a woman is wearing. I think that is a massive red flag, a massive pinpoint on an insecure man, and a dangerous person to be around. Because like I said, it's like they almost get it. They're almost awake. They're almost cognizant, where it's like, well, men are going to sexualize your legs. It's like, that's the fucking problem. And you're letting them by trying to control what I wear and feeding into that mindset. Weirdo freak. Oh no, like this pisses me off. Don't even fucking get me started. But I'm sorry you went through that. That's just like, it's no fun because it does take a toll on you. It's very easy to go, they're stupid. But it's hard, especially from somebody you love and somebody who you wanted to love and somebody who you want support from. Like, that shit's gonna hurt. So I'm so sorry you went through that. Please go buy all the booty shorts you possibly can. Have those legs out all summer, girl. Like, in defiance of this, love yourself nonetheless, and don't let his insecure mindset try and stop you from being who you are, which is a beautiful, wonderful, amazing, shining individual. Okay, stay bright, babe. How do I not let myself get burnt out from work and have a life outside of it when I'm tired? You're gonna have to do it tired. You're gonna have to do it tired. I know, but guess what? The thing is, you have to live. Wait, work to live, not live to work. The funny thing is, society is set up for us to just like work until we are tired, to the point where you have nothing else on your mind but work. Because guess what? That makes good workers. It makes good workers. When all they can do is pay attention to work, it makes good workers. I'm not going to lie. They have it figured out. But does it also make them want to kill themselves? Yeah. Unfortunately, that is called capitalism, babe. We do live in a capitalistic society. Yep. Anyways, you knew that. You work a job. I feel like at my other job, or one of my other jobs, when I'm working in public, a lot of the people who work at this job only work at this job. And I don't mean like don't have a job outside of it. I mean like that's all they do with their time. They have about 6 hours in the day before that. But guess what? They don't do anything with it because they're tired. They don't want to. They were up late. They were up late drinking and they didn't want to. Yeah. So guess what? Now you're miserable. Now you hate work and you hate me because I have a life outside of here. Okay. And that's just a horrible, awful, miserable way to live. You're going to hate yourself. You're going to hate your work. You're going to hate your environment. You're going to hate going home. You're going to hate your coworkers who are happy-go-lucky. And it's just like, you cannot let society and the big corporations eat your soul alive. You have to like live life tired out of spite. You really do. It is what it is. My parents always had like a very flourishing life outside of work, even though they were teachers and they were, you know, having to do other things outside of their 8 hours. They were working upwards of 9-12 hours a day, 5 days a week, plus weekends, because my dad was a track coach. So he was just like gone all spring and summer. So it was like they were busy, but also they always made time for their hobbies. They always made time for social events. They always made time for this and that. And were they fucking exhausted? Did I look into their eyes as an 8-year-old child and go, wow, they're tired? Yeah, I did. But also, they don't really have any complaints about their life. They don't have any regrets. They don't regret working. They don't regret overworking themselves. They don't regret anything. From what I can tell, they really don't. And it's because they really just like push their life to the max. The thing is, it's like we can't control the society we were born into. We know it's a capitalistic society. We know we need to work. We know we need to work a lot to afford what we have, especially in this economy. Some people are picking up extra jobs. Some people are picking up extra shifts. We're overworking ourselves. That's very much so true. I wish it wasn't like that. If I was in control of things, it wouldn't be. Trust. It's not my fault. But you can not let them get to you, okay? You can live your life out of spite of it. And I do think if we're given one life to live, and these are the conditions we're given, and it is what it is, we can't do anything about it for now. Hopefully, maybe one day we, the society, can revolt or whatever against it. But if this is what the cards we are dealt, you better play the best fucking hand you can. And that means getting out there, going out there, and living life, even if you are tired. It is what it is. I know. Because what? You want to be on your deathbed and go, damn, I only worked? No, you want to be like, I worked and also I made time to play. And that means, yeah, sometimes you're going to have to like utilize your precious Saturdays to hang out with your friends. Or you're going to have to get off work tired and go to an activity on a Thursday night. It doesn't mean you have to do it every single day. It doesn't mean you have to give up your rest days. Rest days are important. There's balance in everything. You don't have to do something every single day. But if you feel called to do something, if you feel called to try something, even if it's an activity at home, do it. Put the goddamn phone down and do it. Do it tired. You will feel, yeah, tired, but more energized than you ever have been mentally because you are indulging in your passions. And your passions are so important. That's what keeps that spark in your soul alive. Okay, you want that spark to dull and die out? Only work. Come home, get on your phone, go to sleep. That's gonna kill you, babe. Okay, and I know this because I've done this for a long time. I've done it for a long time, same amount you have. It's not a way to live. You got to indulge in your passions despite it all, okay? You cannot let them win. You can't let them eat your soul alive. You have to keep that spark alive. And that's by indulging in your passions and indulging what you want to do with your free time. Even if it's not a lot. Do what you can for yourself. Like Mondays are my long days. Let me tell you what my Mondays look like. Or my Saturdays. I'll tell you what my upcoming Saturday is going to look like too. So although this is work, but not really because I love it, it's still something I have to do with my time. I wake up 7 a.m. I go, I ride. I usually ride for about 3 hours. Not total, but I'm out there. It's like an hour drive, hour lesson. Then I usually hang out for an hour, then hour drive back home. I get home. I immediately turn on this goddamn camera, sit down, hang out with you guys. I film for about 2 hours. I edit after that for an hour. By then, it's about 4 o'clock. All right. I also get groceries on these days. So then I get up, I go, I drive, I get groceries, I come home, I unpack all the groceries. By then it's 5:30. Then I cook dinner. Then I have usually like 2 hours of free time after dinner. What's like 7 to 9? All right, 7 to 9. Sometimes I paint. Sometimes I'm cleaning the house. Sometimes I'm doing nothing, scrolling my phone. Sometimes I am having those little days where I'm doing nothing. That's okay. But am I exhausted by the end of the day? Yes. Did I do a million fucking things? Yes. Did I indulge my passions? Yes. Am I tired but happy? Yes, absolutely. Saturday. Okay, let's say I work a more traditional job that you may think of. I work at the restaurant on Saturday. Well, this Saturday, I'm actually volunteering at this like cross country horse race that's going on. So I got to be up at 6. I got to show up to the horse race to go help take vitals and just be at the checkpoints. I got to be there from like 6 to 2:30. Yeah, free volunteer hours. I'm not even going to be on a horse. I'm just there because I want to see it. I want to know what's going on. I'm curious about the, community and the environment. I'm volunteering my time. Then I have to drive an hour home. I have a 30-minute window to change clothes. And then I go and work an 8-hour shift until about 1 a.m. Yeah. Did I have to volunteer those hours? Did I have to show up and do those passions? No. Could I have just sat around my house and done nothing before that shift? Yes, absolutely. I know I'm going to be bonkers tired by the end of that day, but I'm going to feel fulfilled. I'm going to feel inspired, and I'm going to have a little cash in my pocket. And what's better than that? Work to live, not live to work. Hey, Pookie, any advice on loosening up and not being so serious about life? Ooh, this is probably a good question for, I guess, the past topic. I struggle with this a lot because my parents are very, like, serious individuals. Like I said, they have a good balance in life, but they're also, like, as parents of me, anytime I bring something up going on in life, they have like a million questions for me. They have a million doubts for me. They have a bunch of opinions that they want to put on me. And it has made me, in my adult years, a very self-conscious, serious person where I've become hypercritical of myself, hypercritical of the world around me, and hypercritical of other people. And not like in an external way where I'm just like a mean bitch, but in a way where I'm like, damn, chill the fuck out. Like chill out. Like it is truly not that serious. And so I've really been working on that. Honestly, I feel like I started working on that last September-ish. I went on a really good girls trip and I was like, wow, nothing matters in the best way possible other than just like being around your girls, cooking a good dinner, being outside and doing what you can to live life to the fullest. And so since then, I really have just like tried to rein in my emotions in a way that I felt was like preferential to me in a very healthy way, where it's like you worrying about something is not helping the situation if it's something that doesn't need to be worried about. You being anxious about a situation that doesn't need to be anxious about because it's just going to fuck it up, you don't need to waste your energy on that thing. You being angry about something, you being upset about something, you feeling ticked off about something, whatever it is, like negative emotion wise, being a little too serious. If it is not worth it in that situation, then you are just wasting that energy, wasting that emotion, and, also like keeping the world at an arm's distance. And that's not fair to you, and it's not fair to the people around you, and it's not fair to the world around you, I think I do flow and exist better when I'm lighthearted and just bouncing around, bubbly, enjoying life. And it takes work to kind of get to that nonchalant, peaceful mindset, but the work it does take is always so worth it. And it really is, like, the work really is just me challenging my negative emotions. And by challenging, I mean asking myself when I'm in those moods, whatever mood it may be, is this a productive use of my energy? I could be using the same amount of energy that I am on this negative emotion on a positive emotion. So is it worth it? Is it worth being pissed off? Is it worth being angry? Is it worth being upset? No. The answer usually is always no. Sometimes people piss me off and I'm like, actually, no, that really hurt my soul. And I need to like sit in this emotion and think about it and think about my relationship with this person. But that happens very rarely, very rare. But giving myself the space to really ask myself, like, bitch, is it worth your time? Is it worth your energy? If you think about your energy as like physical dollars, physical money, is it worth shelling that out? Or is it like, damn, I don't need to be wasting that? That's a real question I ask myself multiple times a day. And if the answer is no, which it usually is no, I'll redirect something more positive, or really it is just the affirmation of like, that's not worth my time. And I need to hold myself to a higher standard. I need to hold my emotions to a higher standard. I need to hold my self-worth to a higher standard. And that means not letting that thing in my bubble. I really do have like a very large emotional bubble. If you imagine yourself like a force field around you, a bubble. It's like things will approach you, energy will approach you, situations will approach you, and you have a choice whether you let that thing in or not by giving it approval to enter. Sure, you can have a snap judgment, a snap feeling. Someone will cut me off in traffic and I'll be like, that dumb fucking bitch. Like, you know, I can have that initial feeling, but I have to give it permission to get closer by feeding in more energy. Or I can go, nah, it is not worth it, and push it away, keep it out of my bubble. That's really how I have started to view it, and it has helped me process in real time, understand what is worth my emotions and what's not, which also helps me then be in better situations, have better relationships with people, make better connections, because I'm not taking shit so serious. I'm just living life, hoping to put out the best possible interactions that I can. I also think when it comes to not taking life so serious, the same thing about force fielding negative emotions. I don't think you should withhold your positive emotions. I think when you withhold your positive emotions, that is taking life too serious. And I freely give my positive energy out. I understand some days maybe I don't have as much energy to give out, but I am one who's like always trying to like put the best foot forward, give positive energy out, smile, wave at my neighbors, whatever it may be, because that makes just life in general better and makes it feel less serious for me personally. So I do like to always approach in a positive tone, and the negativity that approaches me, I ask myself, is this shit worth my time? Is it worth my money? The answer is no. Great. I'm moving on. And that's how you should really take. There's some demons out there that are going to try and get on your nerves though. And you have to be aware of them. Okay, they want in your bubble. Don't let them in your bubble. Finances, same age as you and wondering how you get by. Girl, one day at a time. One day at a time, you know? I feel like just because I'm on camera, posting a lot online, because sometimes I think this way about people I follow too, where I'm like, oh, they're doing a brand deal, or oh, they're doing this, or oh, they're doing that. They must have money. That ain't true. That ain't true at all. Okay. I have always been somebody who who works like 8 different random jobs. So I've never had a steady income. I've never had like the weekly paychecks that are the same. Well, I have in the past, and that was really fucking nice with benefits. Oh, the dream. That's the dream. Never had any of that. Okay. I have always worked odd jobs, or have been working odd jobs. Weird, you know, sometimes I have income this month. Sometimes I don't have any income. And it really is just like one day at a time, babe. To be fair, I don't know anybody my age who is like feeling financially secure. And by I mean feeling financially secure, not worried about where I go next with money. In my mind, financial security is, okay, I have enough. That's how I view financial security, or I'm getting enough where I feel good. I see my parents, they are that way, but they weren't always that way. That's like what they took 45 years to get that way. But it was saving, it was, you know, cutting down on spending, it was really kind of scrounging around a little bit. But eventually you can get there. But that wasn't something that they were going to have in their 20s. It wasn't something they were going to have in their 30s or even their 40s. They would have a little money for vacation here and there, for like new clothes for us here and there if we outgrew it, to pay for the vehicles we had and food, and that's about it. I have realized though that the more I worry about it, the less I feel like I have. And that's a sticky situation to be in, because yes, of course, you need to like pay bills, and that is something that you're going to worry about. I get that. That's something we all worry about. That's something I worry about. But you also have to have like this adult innate trust of like, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. We'll get there. We'll figure it out. We'll pick up a 3rd job if we need to. It doesn't fucking matter. We'll figure it out. We will be okay. And that mentality has saved me a lot of financial stress. Okay? putting my money in a little 401k, putting my money in a little Roth IRA, small little investments here and there, not going out to eat all the goddamn time, cooking from home, trying to limit my shopping, cutting down here and there where I can, being aware of my spending. It saves me a lot, honestly. And it does set me up for success, but I understand that's not going to be an overnight success. I feel like money is a long haul game coming from no money, okay? It is really like a long game that you play. So it's okay if you need time to get there. Don't stress yourself out because you're not a millionaire at 22. There's not a lot of millionaires at 22. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. So if you're just an average person with average money, congratulations. At least you're not, really struggling, really, really hurting. At least you have I think about it, think I have a roof over my head. My AC kind of works. I got a car that runs. I'm happy. I don't ask for a lot, but I appreciate what I have. I take care of what I have. And I know at the end of the day, no matter what, I'll figure it out. Money flows easily, it flows naturally. The more you hold on to it tightly, like spiritually, if you hold, the more restricted you're going to feel, the more restricted your flow is going to be. You want it to really flow like a river. Give, take, don't be afraid to give, don't be afraid to take. Pay attention to where it's going, why it's going. Be aware, but also it's not worth the stress on me mentally because I know no matter what, we'll get it figured out. Even if I'm negative a goddamn million, I'll get it figured out. I'll go bankrupt if I need to. Take out another credit card. Just kidding. Don't do that. None of this is financial advice. But I do know if you are a young person and you're like, damn, this is hard. The money game is hard. We're all feeling that way. So you're not alone. What is your next big dream? Ooh, this is a fun question because it's something I've been thinking about a lot recently because, I don't know, I'm about to turn 27. My Saturn return is occurring. My Saturn return is returning. If you don't repeat the pattern is doomed to repeat. You're always faced that question, and it's something I'm being faced with right now where it's like, all right, bitch, it's time to grow. And I am doing little things to help myself grow, but also I'm starting to think big picture where it's like, where do I want to be? What do I want to settle down with? And if I could explain my dream to you, which I think I've kind of fleshed out really well, it would be, which is so silly because I never thought I would be doing this, but I think it would bring me so much fun and peace. Some of my favorite things to do are go to local farms, whether it's going to my local barn and doing horseback riding. They do Girl Scout camp, Boy Scout camp. They do rides on the weekends. They have border horses, they own stables. I also love going to farms where they have little petting areas, goats and sheep and chickens. You can kind of go out and explore and pretend you're in the country. I love going to farms where they have you pick berries and you pick flowers. And I love the idea of the Gentle Barn in LA where it's an animal rescue and you can go and, get some animal therapy. I think animals are fantastic for therapy, especially horses. I love being in nature. I love painting. I love artistry. I also am just naturally a businesswoman. I like to work for myself and I like to create things from the ground up. So I think my personal dream, because I thought I could work for somebody else and do this. I could be a ranch manager and do this. But I think I just want my own ranch. I really do. Do I know if I want it to be in Kansas? Do I want it to be in Missouri? Do I want it to be in Wisconsin? Do I want it to be in Baltimore? Do I want it to be in California? Do I want it to be in Oregon? Who knows? That's why I say a lot. I have more exploring to do. But I do think my dream environment would be having a ranch, having some horses, either doing local trail rides, having a barn, petting little barn, doing maybe you pick flowers, something where the community can escape and I have an oasis that they can escape to. That would be more of a hobby. If I had to guess what I'm actually gonna make money from, what my real dream is, money wise, it would probably be selling oil paintings. I've been working hard on those. I haven't shared a lot because I've just been practicing, and I love kind of keeping my practice to myself and just like keeping that journey personal. I think there's something very beautiful about that. Don't worry, I will start sharing it soon. You will eventually see it. But I do think I will eventually intertwine the two, where it's like I have animals, I have a farm, I have a place for people to escape. The same way this podcast is literally a place for people to escape. And also just painting as much as I possibly can on the side. If I'm around animals in nature and painting, those three things, if I have those three things, life's worth living. And that is maybe a simple dream, but it's my dream. And anybody's dream can be their own. But that's kind of what I've been envisioning for myself more so now than ever. There's this ranch out in Malibu that I've kind of really been following and loving their journey of just having horses and taking people on trail rides and getting people out in nature. I think it's so beautiful and wonderful. And the more people I can introduce that to, the better, honestly. So yeah, I do think I see this countryside of myself going far. Do I know where or when or how? No. But I do know that when I get a vision, it's so funny. We have this power within ourselves to like envision our dreams and truly make them a reality. But I do have this like go-getter attitude where if I have a vision and I want it to come true, if I truly want it to come true, I will get it done. I will get it done. So I have that belief in myself. I have the understanding of myself. I have the patience in myself. And right now I'm just putting in the work because the work is more important than the destination can ever be. If you put in the work, you will always get to the destination of your dreams as long as you're willing to take the journey towards it. No matter what it is, the work is always worth it. I think some people think, oh, the work is hard, I want to give up. And that's, yeah, you can, but also you never will accomplish your dreams. I think about my friend who's like becoming practically a doctor. That is a shit ton of fucking work. And that's work that I find so challenging because like I just am not innately in tune with. She probably thinks the work I do with horses and painting is so insanely challenging because she could never do it. Well, quote unquote, could never do it. I don't believe in people not being able to do it, but you know, it's so different from what she's doing. I think about the work people put in with businesses, the work people put in with their children, the work people put in with anything they have that's regarding their dream. It is always worth the work because it will get you 1 step, 10 step, 40 steps closer to your dream, and that dream will become a reality. You have to have belief in that. And the work is just what gets you there. So the work is always worth it, in my opinion. I've always been a hard worker. I really have. I used to be lazy, and then I realized, damn, life's boring when you're lazy. It really is. And I don't mind a little sweat. I don't mind a little dirt. I don't mind a little grit. I don't mind huffing oil paint fumes. Actually, I do. That shit hurts my head. But the practice, the time, the appreciation, it'll all be worth it because I know it'll get me exactly where I want to go. But with that being said, what a good Tuesday. I feel like this was a fun episode. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. I need more call-ins. If you want to submit a call-in, DM me on Instagram at Hannah Marlene. If it doesn't let you in the first time, DM me, be like, hey girl, I want to send a call-in. It'll let you the second time. And also keep in mind audio quality, because I get a lot of call-ins that the audio quality is just not good enough to make out most of what you're saying. And I do apologize, but I have to be able to understand. I have to be able to translate that to this podcast. So keep that in mind. And I want to hear from you guys. I love your beautiful voice. I love your beautiful stories. And I love hearing from you guys. But if you want to submit your regular questions, even like a longer one, you can always DM me. I post the questionnaire every Sunday on Instagram. If you want to support me, see extra content every single day, patreon.com/smokeseshshawty. I answer every single question there. So if you're like, Hannah, you never get to my questions, literally every single week I answer every question. And I do long episodes. I really do go in depth to make sure you get the answer you deserve. Many more fun things coming there. I got to upload a tarot reading today and watch the vlogs coming out pretty much weekly on YouTube at Hannah Marlene 444. But with that being said, stay sane, stay sexy, and I'll see you all so soon. Mwah.